Hello, everybody. Good day to you all. Today I am talking about My Adventure with Superman, season number 1, episode number 10, Hearts of the Fathers. And this episode right here is the season finale. Everything wraps up. The story ends here of all of this whole first season. We got the season truth coming out now. Now the thing is though, interesting though about this though, even though Lois knows that her father was the one who locked up Clark and tried to kill him, Clark's father doesn't know that I'm, he should. I thought he did know that Clark and them was the same person, or did he figure it out here? That's the part I was never quite so sure about. The only thing I wasn't so sure about, like, did he figure it out, or does he still not know? Because I think it's very interesting. Because everybody else knows. I mean, Jimmy knows, Lois knows, of course his parents knows. So I'm trying to figure out, did he figure it out? And if he does figure it out, what relationship going to have a Waller on what's going to be like now? Interesting. But in this episode here is Thanksgiving, and you got Jimmy is coming over to the house, and he most likely he comes over a lot. So the family, the mom and pa can't already know who he is. But this time Clark is bringing over his official girlfriend Lois, and he can bring her he's going to introduce her to the family, and everything's good. But at the same time, he also invited her father over, which causes a lot of tension, and things go from bad to worse because the interesting thing about this though, I think is really messed up is you have Lois who wants Clark to tell her the truth all the time. Don't want to lie. I understand where it's coming from because her father always kept secrets from her, always lied to her, always kept her in the dark, and so she grew up not liking that, and so she expected Clark to do the same, tell her everything. But at the same time, she's lying to him, and she also getting Jimmy to lie to him, and so it's just like this. You're a hypocrite now. You are a hypocrite. Like you don't, you want everybody to tell you the truth and expose everything to you, so you feel like you trust them. But you're gonna lie to Clark all this time about this information you have inside this little tiny ball, and also you have this rock in here which you had no idea what it is or what it can do. Which they find out this episode, which is really messed up. Yeah, but even though it has some dark times, some dark moments in here, some crazy moments as well too, and some very high tension, it has some humor in this as well because here you have Jimmy. He's being everybody's confession goat, I guess you can say. So when Clark finds out about the Lois's father, he confesses to Jimmy, and Jimmy says, "What?" And then that with Martha feeling her way about Lois's father, she confesses to Jimmy. Jimmy just says, "Okay." And then Clark's dad brings Jimmy over and says about the turkey. He says that, "I don't know what you want me to do with this." And then the funny part was he goes to Lois's father and says, "You want to say something to me too?" And he says, "I don't know who you are." So even though there are some dark moments in here and really some messed up moments as well, it still managed to make you laugh, and I really do appreciate that. I really did love the whole family dynamic that Clark and them have. You really do feel the love between them, and it's so opposite on like the love and the warmth there. You can feel that there's heart in this family, and they really do care about one another. Even though Clark is not even their biological son, he's the alien from another planet. They still see them. They still see that's their son. They raised them from a baby. That's their son. And then you see the relationship between Lois and her father, and how it's so cold and so distant. Even when she tells her that she got promoted, she's a reporter now. It wasn't like, "Good job, baby. I'm really proud of you." Like this, that's what I was expecting. You're lame. You're supposed to do that. And it's like, wow, like nothing. There's like just no good job or something like that. A pat on your head, a high five, something. Just give her a hug. A handshake, at least something. Good Lord, he act like this is what you're supposed to do. So you put that already done that. So I don't. So that's not really that much to praise you over. You're supposed to do that. I'm a lane. I'm successful. So is you. That's like this. Wow. Thanks a lot, pops. You really do not make me feel better about myself. Like, good Lord. And seeing how Martha got upset with how you talking to Clark, like he doesn't do anything like this. Like this. Wow, son. Like this. Like wow. So interesting. And so you have this one guy here who sees Superman as a threat. And he has his daughter who pretty much loves Superman, and then wrote an article about him that became made the front on the front page, and seeing the disgust and also that he had for her love for somebody who he sees as a threat, because he's blaming him for something that he didn't do, which is so interesting that I thought that he might have come around this episode because he was doubting himself last time. He started thinking to himself like this: wait a minute, if he ages like us, he wouldn't have been there. So having him still have this hatred for Superman, even though what he did for the city, seeing what he did for the city and saved everybody, and also how it turned, Waller turned on him because of this. You think he would have turned it around, thinking that he would be more on Superman's side. Yes, he didn't do what he was supposed to have done. It was just assassinate Superman, but you would think he would have been a little bit more open, a little more willing to try to understand them, but no, not at all. At least try to talk to him. You would think that would happen, but once he saw those alien ships coming through and that whole thing happening, I guess you could say, yeah, I can see that getting all that stuff, all that progress getting erased because of that. Yeah, I can see that happening because he already had those feelings from the start, and then seeing that big old ships coming through, thinking the invasion happened again, he said, "Oh man, I let my guard down," and then I thought I had my doubts, and then it came true. Yeah, but because of this, it expands the world even more because first of all, we got to see what kryptonite can do, and the way the kryptonite is done in this world is so like very, you can feel it, how it attacks. Not only like in Smallville, they showed that whole veiny line thing. So I see that come from there. But it also like it crystallizes and it pops out of his skin, to make it seem even more painful and more difficult. But he was struggling to breathe and how he was reacting to it like this. So like this, oh my gosh. You felt the pain he was in. Like you could tell he was already going through it. Usually sometimes it has like diseases, like he feel a little weak, he feel a little sick and a little queasy. And and he passes out. But this one, I felt like he's having like a heart attack. Like his whole body was like tearing itself from the inside out. I just wow, it was rough. And then also having Clark having that dream in the beginning of him destroying, killing his friends and everything like that too, and then having to come back around as well. And also his father, who's now like this AI, trying to connect with his son, trying to tell him what is going on, but having the language barrier is there. But you can see him slowly starting to pick up English and start to use that as well too. And then saving his son again, the same way he saved his son back on his home planet, like sending his son back down to Earth when he was infected by kryptonite, and then also seeing him again, like sending his son to Earth when his plane about to explode, and both ships about to explode as well too. It's very interesting how they all connected. They came back around full circle. And like I said, expanding the world, we got introduced to most likely, I think that Zod and also Brainiac, which I've been thinking that was Brainiac for a long period of time, especially with the technology with this. When I saw those 3 dots, I said, "Oh my God, that's Brainiac!" And now we got to see Brainiac here for the first time. And I really did like the character, the design of Brainiac, very interesting because usually Brainiac takes on this humanoid type of look. But this time they made him look just like a robot. But the interesting part about this of all is, if that's Zod, that means Brainiac working for Zod, almost like a right hand man or a henchman. In a way. Now I don't know if that's gonna switch later on or where partner dynamic might happen after that. And also because Zod here is the Phantom Zone a thing here in this world? I don't know. And because Zod likes to shrink down cities and put them in there, is Kandor, the people of Kandor, are they still around? Because it's the seeing that those ships come through like that again, and with Zod there, it makes you think, how many Kryptonians are actually still out there? Are we going to get a Supergirl? Is she going to make an appearance? And if this Supergirl makes an appearance, what side would she be on? Because Supergirl grew up on Krypton, and so that means she has a Krypton way of thinking. Would she be more like rule the Earth, like Supergirl, or would she be on the side of Clark? Will he have to fight her? I don't know. Because they changed them. Because the thing is, though, a lot of things happen that are familiar, but they change things up as well to make things different. So when you support this world, you don't know exactly where it's going to go. Animation-wise, visual effects are just fantastic. And the design of all the robots and the machinery of the Kryptonian very interesting as well too. You also can see how the Parasite design started out and how it evolved into now. with Ivo. Really liked how those comparisons as well. So now we got more Kryptonian tech down on Earth. I don't know what you're gonna do with that, but I think that's very interesting as well. So another great episode, another a great way to end the season as well too, and also willing to explore more into this world. It answers questions, but it also leaves you with more questions as well too. Like I'm looking forward to seeing the AI father of Clark, Jor-El, finally starts to speak English, and he can actually explain to him exactly what he wanted. Because I don't think he sent Clark to Earth to conquer everything. I mean, that probably was the vision that he saw. That did happen, but I don't think that was the intention of his father. So I'm looking forward to seeing that dynamic, because he went from like somebody who he hates and fears, sometimes he didn't want to be nothing like him, and also seeing the pain and hurt in the AI, how he's responding to him as well. I just like, oh, if only you knew what I want to tell you, but I can't tell you. But overall, great season. If I give the season a grade, I'm giving it a solid A. Yeah, I'm giving it a solid A because I really enjoyed it that much. So leave comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode of My Adventure with Superman. If you haven't watched it, check it out for yourself. Hopefully, when you watch, you enjoy having watching it too. So give my channel a like, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really do appreciate it. Also, links down below. Connection on my social media. You want to follow me there? I appreciate that. And also to my store about something with shirts and socks and everything else and whatnot. This is one of my shirts right here. This is my Hello's People shirt. Many others as well. See some stuff out, so I really appreciate it. Like I always say, in my dream of life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.